whole world is going to be shook up. Literally. The earth shall rule back and forth like a drunkard. Isaiah chapter 24. Then when we come back down on the earth, we'll be superheroes, the X-Men with all the powers. And we're not going to have each one of us have a particular power. We're not going to be like Magneto. We're going to have all the powers. We're all going to have the same power. So you come up with some plastic shield, Magneto can't do nothing to it. We're going to have power over plastic, over fire, over everything. We're going to literally be superheroes on the earth. And we're going to be dressed like superheroes. And you're going to have the nations come up against us like they always do. They have their, as Magneto said, you homo sapiens and your guns. We'll probably say that. The Most High is going to show his power through his elect. And they're going to try to fight. And they're going to lose miserably. And we're going to have fun with it too. Your angels following Yahawashi, they're going to be creative in taking you out. They're going to have fun taking you out. Who said just wanted to spend congressman or former Air Force major, somebody they had the talks in front of this Congress Senate about discussion on the UFO. But one guy said that he saw these beams coming out the ship. I forget the whole story and all that, but if anybody knows, if there's a video, you can send it to me or whatever. That these beams came out of the ships, and this is an Edomite when he saw it, and he said they came out of the ships with weapons, and they had a look on their face like they've never been defeated. So we're gonna have that same look. And we're going to laugh. We're going to laugh. Well, it says in Proverbs 1 that they're going to laugh in the heavens. It's also spoken about in Psalms chapter 2. We're going to laugh. And then you just got defeated. You just got defeated in the heavens. There was no place found in the heavens, Revelation 12. You're going to be wiped out. You're going to be utterly destroyed. There will be no place found in heaven, meaning for the beast, for the dragon, and their technology. Another Edomite said, high-ranking Air Force guy would say, he said that he witnessed the ships and what they did, and he said their technology, if I had to guess, their technology is 1,000 years more advanced than ours. It's actually thousands of years, because this technology has been around since the time of Adam, before the time of Adam.
Shalom. Shalom to the elected. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. I want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Gotta give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Bahasham, Qadash. We give double honors to those and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth. been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect, to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. Lord willing, be edified of those who fear the name of the Lord and are striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness. Slakia. Every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. So the water for whoever comes across the tulin end, Bahasham, Barak, Atham. And Lord willing, this edifying to the flock. Going to be dealing with some various end time topics. It's a lot of things that are happening to show that these wars and rumor wars are coming about. But we're also going to talk about these crazy self-destructing robots. Russia scrambles jets to U.S. drones over Crimea, which is basically the capital of Russia, and various end-time topics. So we're going to deal with this stuff. Lord willing, let's onto the flock. So we're going to get over here and get this started. So lucky if my internet is, it sounds like a little slow right now. It's going a little slow when I click stuff. These devils don't want us to push this work. So, but it looks like it's working pretty good now. So, it says crazy new self-destructing robots can carry out military tasks, then dissolve into nothing. So that's the first thing we're going to get into. So it's actually, I talked to my elder about it. I told him, I said, look at this article. He was like, hey. He said, man, we're going to need spiritual power. He was like, man, right? We're going to need spiritual power, man. Ain't no running from something like this. So we're going to read it. The world of robotics is getting more and more interesting. Not only there are robots that can shapeshift, shape-shifting robots, but we're also seeing robots that can melt after they finish their job. And, I talked about this in an article. I seen this in an article about 5 months ago, and touched over this topic of those melting robots. Now scientists in South Korea have created yet another self-destructing robot that melts away without a trace once the job is complete. The researchers say they spent roughly 2 years working on the materials that they needed to create a self-destructing robot that can melt away without a trace. The soft robots they've designed are believed to be adaptable and versatile. Jobs to complete the soft robots simply dissolve into a liquid state, effectively disappearing afterward. Like, you got to know this technology came from the Lord, man, and He gave the left hand side of the Lord this means of being able to make these destructive things that the elect men are going to utterly destroy, man. They're going to be like, damn, we had no chance. And that's why they're making stuff like this ultimately. Okay? They're trying to get ready to fight the elect that said all the nations made war with the Lamb, which we know is Yahawah, and that's what's coming, man. So, Lord willing, I ain't, my stuff ain't acting too weird. It should get better as I go on when I take down some of these articles. Sometimes too many articles get it going slow. So, like other soft robots with similar designs, these particular soft robots would most likely be useful for military-based surveillance missions, scouting, and even transporting sensitive data, which could be integrated into them. Being able to melt away into nothing would essentially make it easy for a robot to protect its data and destroy it should it fall into the wrong hands. Okay, so this is real, man. This is really the stuff that we seeing. And this is a good sign to know that the Lord is increasing the knowledge on both sides, but theirs is going to stop whenever they try to enter that sea hip. that mark of the beast that you gotta buy or sell, the grain of rice that goes in your hand, and you gotta buy or sell. I got it out the Whole Food stores right now. Now, before I get into this, the Lord put in the spirit on me to do another verse, like that I didn't put part of what I wanted to pull up. So now I want to pull this up first. With me, it's loading up. This is Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So we seeing this knowledge be increased on the left hand side, but it's also being increased to the right hand side of the Lord. We learning more about the Lord day by day. We're learning what these devils is doing and learning how we're supposed to react to these certain things when the time really comes down to, the signs in the heavens. Okay, and we're not to be dismayed of these signs that we see that Yahawashi is doing, which means to be like afraid or ashamed in a sense, frightened, because these Edomites, they're frightened of the things they see. Like last night, I was with the elder. We went to Walmart to go grab some yayan. We over here driving, and we seen the moon, and it was big, and they said it was supposed to be a blue moon, but it was red. So we stopped, took a little video of it, whatnot, and then some Edomite chicks pulled up next to us, and they was like, oh, look at the moon, and they was like looking at it in like awe, but we looked at it like, hey, this is a sign, we finna get out of here. Okay, and it just kind of shows like everybody's gonna witness Yahawashi coming back. Okay, and they're seeing these things, and they said they like we didn't talk to them. They tried to talk to us, and they was like, yeah, did you see the moon? Say, yeah. I was like, yeah, it say that in the scriptures. And they said, really, it say that in the scriptures? So I pulled them up a couple scriptures, and test the spirits. But we know these women out here, they're foolish, man. And they're gonna try to, once they seen like it was real wise men that were over here, they was like, nah, we gotta work in the morning, we got something else to do. You see? And that's how these people are. They don't believe this truth is really finna happen, man. And we show them, hey. And that's what we're supposed to do as prophets. We're supposed to mark everybody in this motherfucker who thinks this is a fucking game, so this shit can go down, so we can get out of here, man. So, just like I said, these damn robots, man, they got them where they blowing up and disintegrating. And Jake talking about you really think the end's right now? What the fuck you mean, bro? Yes, man. The truth is right now. I ain't saying nobody specific. I'm just saying just in general, there's a lot of Jakes that really think that this shit ain't finna happen, man. And that's all I'm saying. So we're going to do Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And it reads, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth. Who's that? Esau, so-called white men that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. We can start back at 13, but the verse 13, just to roughly paraphrase it real fast, it's talking about Oppenheimer when he bought those two cities, man. It says, and he do a great wonder, so he make fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. What other places you heard that a whole city got nuked? Okay, it's the only place, man. So that's how we know that's talking about that. Let me see if I can take this off. Since I already read through that, see if I can get a little bit better reception, man. It's acting all slow, like, man, that's what I'm saying. Esau, Edom, talking about they're gonna be guys. They can't even keep high speed internet on a regular basis, man. Lame ass motherfuckers. So, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power, right, to do inside of the beast, which we know is the system. You know, the United Nations, NATO, and the EU, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by the sword and did live. And that's talking about Rome. It was taken down after 1,000 years of reign, and then it was healed. Okay, and that's this place, America, Babylon the Great. This is the revived Roman Empire. Okay, and they're doing these wonders by making these robots and all these other things, and people are marveling at them, like, you know, this is the next thing. But this is really not advanced at all compared to what Yahawashi has. It's nothing, man. Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. And it reads, for they are spirits of devils, right? Deceivers. That's what devil means, deceiver. Or whoever sides with the deceiver, you know, which we know is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, trying to put themselves in a ray of light, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty, you know, which we know the Most High is Yahawah. And that's what is happening right now. There's a lot of different things going on. We're going to pull them up in a second. There's several things that are going on concerning war, but we're gonna deal with this first. With them, what kind of things that they're going to put in this war. Okay, like these robots, man. Okay, this is gonna be a great battle, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. But at the same time, if you're the elect, when that time comes, you're gonna laugh at danger. You're gonna be like, oh, that ain't shit, because the Lord's gonna put that spirit on his elect. Okay, and they're gonna be like so happy because they know why. Because no matter what the outcome is, if you're Israel, even if you're 2/3, they're gonna be terrified. But us as the hopeful elect, we know that no matter what, all Israel is about to be saved. All of Israel. Just 1/3 is gonna make it on this side. So either way, it's all gonna be a win for Israel, no matter what. So Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, for there shall rise false Mashiachs, or Mashiachs. You know, there's many antichrists, you know, and Mashiach means Christ in Paleo-Hebrew, which means anointed, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But the real elect, the elect is not gonna, they're not gonna fall for that shit. Okay, they're not gonna fall for the false prophets, signs and wonders, and they will, you know. And that's these other camps and these other people who are going against Great Millstone, man. Those are the ones that are going to be doing stuff like this, and it's going to get worse throughout the time. You know, and 2/3 of our people are going to follow them more than Great Millstone until they really see. You know, if the Lord wants them to, you know, then they're going to come over here. You know how Great Millstone is. They're really about you seeking your own salvation with fear and trembling. You got to really put in this work. Okay, not to prove us. You can do whatever you want. And the Lord, if he knows you're not really about it, shit, he going to get rid of your ass. So it's not about impressing nobody. It's about making sure we press the Most High. But he also says how you treat the prophets is how you treat him. So that's why we have high respect for our elders and apostles and our big brothers above us. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Okay, this is how these people are, man. Okay, they think that this military power is just the most greatest invention on the earth, and it's the opposite, man. Okay, it's literally meant here to just punish 2/3 of Jake, man, and then it's through. It's not even significant to anything in the universe that's going to be done. It's literally nothing. He's just showing you everything that's happening right now really ain't shit. I'm just making something to destroy. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 7, lest Satan, which we know is a spiritual demon that works inside the Edomites, and then also the other nations, other 16 nations, but it comes really from Esau, Edom, because they're the son of the wicked. Then you got the Son of Man, which is the other 16 nations. And there's the sons of the Most High, which is Yahawah. Okay, the sons of the living power. So let's say that you get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So even though he got these liquid changing, blowing up robots, we know that we're not ignorant of this stuff. It's not more powerful than the Most High. But a lot of people are gonna bow down to this military, man, for the little things that they do got. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here. Gonna look this up. It says Russia and Ukraine are fighting the kind of drone war the U.S. military has been worrying about, and is scrambling to prepare for a future that's already here. The end is already here, man, and they know. The scale of drone war in Ukraine is one of the most striking features of the conflict. For the U.S. military, widespread drone use isn't a surprise, but it does present a few challenges. The Pentagon has several efforts underway to strengthen its drone defenses quickly. See, that's what they like. Fuck everything else. All this election shit, they're worrying about surviving because they know that their kingdom's finna fall. So, we'll see. Just read just a little bit, because we got a couple more articles we're going to deal with. The drones clouding the skies over Ukraine have been one of the most visible and innovative aspects in an 18-month conflict. A range of drones, from jury-rigged commercial models to purpose-built military aircraft, are now being used for a broad set of missions. They're going to be using them robots pretty soon too, and if they're not already using them. Their proliferation has made it harder to move and hide on the battlefield. And we know America gonna use this stuff because South Korea is the one who came up with the liquid robots. Okay, and they're allies with America, Babylon the Great right now. But more than likely they're gonna turn on their ass too. So their proliferation has made it harder to move and hide in the battlefield, and the footage they record often spreads widely, providing an unprecedented view of modern war for U.S. military leaders who watch drones appear in the Middle East. Their use in Ukraine isn't a surprise, but it does confirm an arrival of new aerial threat that is set to challenge U.S. troops' ability to fight and survive in future conflicts, man. Okay, so while that's going on, and they got a hell of drones out there, right? This is what happened over there in Russia. Okay, and now it's starting to show that this is getting bigger than Ukraine. It says Russia scrambles jets in response to U.S. drones over Crimea. So they over there. Russia scrambled 2 fighter jets on Monday to prevent 2 U.S. drones from violating its borders over the Black Sea. The Russian Defense Ministry said. The ministry statement on Telegram said the drones have been observed near Crimea, heading for the Russian border for an intelligence mission. As a result of the actions of anti-aircraft forces on the duty of intelligence, U.S. drones altered the direction of their flight and left the area where they were conducting air intelligence. So they basically was like, oh fuck, they see our ass, we finna duck off. So this is showing like this is finna be a global conflict, okay? And they're trying to find ways to get into Russia's, systems and defense systems and whatever, and figure out how they're gonna attack, man. This shit is gonna go down. So while that's going down, let me bear with me. I'm gonna take down a couple of these articles so the computer run a little faster. So over here, it says U.S., Indonesia, and 5 other nations hold war drills amid China concerns. So it's a lot of people doing war drills, okay? And if everybody's doing war drills, what do you mean that means, man? We finna go into World War III, man. Soldiers from the U.S., Indonesia, and 5 of the nations began annual training exercises Thursday on Indonesia's main island of Java, while China's increasing aggression is raising concern. American Indonesian soldiers have led the live fire Super Garuda shield drill since 2009, and Australia, Japan, Singapore joined last year. The United Kingdom and French forces are participating in this year's exercises, a total of about 5,000 personnel. So now what does this turn out to be? World War III. China sees the expanded drills as a threat, accusing the U.S. of building an Indo-Pacific alliance similar to NATO to limit China's growing military and diplomatic influence in the region. So they getting ready for their drills. They finna get ready to start busting. What else is going on? It says Tulsa, or it says U.S. Slovakia. That's my next article. U.S. approves first ever military aid to Taiwan through program typically for sovereign nations. So now America is in Taiwan. Okay? This shit is finna go down. Hold on. This shit finna go down, man. All right, the Biden administration has approved funding for the first ever transfer of U.S. military equipment to Taiwan. What that mean? World War III, man. This shit finna go down under a program typically saved for sovereign nations. According to the notification sent to Congress on Tuesday, the package, which is part of the State's Department Foreign Military Finance and Program, totals $80 million will be paid for by taxpayers. Who's that? That's fucking all us, man. We ain't even got nothing to do with this shit, and we already paying for it. See? FMF will be used to strengthen Taiwan's self-defense capabilities through joint and combined defense capabilities and enhance maritime domain awareness and maritime security capability. The department wrote the notification Congress that was reviewed by the CNN. So now they over there, man. They all up over there, man. This shit got all the chess pieces damn near in place, man. And it's finna go down. You know, so now let's pull up some precepts about all this. All that shit that's getting put in place. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 9. And it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. What they doing? They moving all they people, getting battle drills ready, they getting everybody set up to know what to do. This is what the Lord doing. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears, let the weak say I'm strong. This is talking about the other nations that, you know, like the BRICS and all them, and they're getting their shit ready, but also the other side is getting ready. America, Babylon the Great, all of them training too. Because they know this shit finna pop off, man. Okay, everybody don't start doing mass military drills unless shit really finna go down. Joel chapter 3 verse 11, assemble yourselves. What are they doing? They assembling themselves. And come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. O Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Yahawashi. Now, that's how you really say that. It's really Yahawashi, not Josaphat, which means Yahawah has judged. Okay, this is the land of judgment. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. And how does he judge the heathen? He's going to make them kill themselves. It says Satan is going to cast out Satan. Okay, we know this stuff. And this is what the Lord's doing to him. Amos chapter 9 verse 4. And it reads, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence I will command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. This is not going to end well for America, Babylon the Great. That's why we keep telling you, spiritually come out of this place, man. Because if you not, you through, man. You're going to get thrust down with these motherfuckers. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 2, every way of a man is right in his own eyes. See, America think they right for what they doing. The other nations think they right for what they doing. But the Lord pondereth the hearts. And who do we know is the only ones who's doing anything righteous on this planet? It's the ones who trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Period. Psalms chapter 19, verse 8. And it reads, the statutes of the Lord are right. Rejoice in the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. See, so when we see these scriptures and these precepts and the things that are going on in the earth, it enlightens our eyes to know what's going to happen. It's like we watching a basketball game. We already seen them played out. We know who's going to win. You see? But you got 2/3 of our people, they still trusting in this place, man. They still trusting in America, Babylon the Great, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Okay? Isaiah chapter 1 verse 16, wash you, make you clean, and put away the evil of your doings. How are we being washed? Through this word, through this truth, and changing our ways. Put away the evil of your doings from mine eyes. Cease to do evil. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Offending less. Learn to do well. See, we got to learn. We got to learn this stuff. We know this stuff before we came to this truth from the elders and apostles, great millstone. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. You know, your brethren. Look out for your brethren. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow, man. And who are the widows? That's the elect, because we're the ones, you know, and we hope to be of that number. The elect, when I say we, the hopeful elect, we're hoping to be of that number who have been cast out from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and are being returned. But how do we know that we're part of, we're close, you know, we might be those people? Why? Because we're putting on that image. But that's not going to make it to where we know exactly that we're those people, but we hope. But what did he say? He said he will make us prisoners of hope, man. So we on the right track, what we're doing, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to stay diligent, just like Elder Apostle Zahar just said. If you're diligent, stay diligent. If you're not diligent, get diligent. Romans chapter 3, verse 15, their feet are swift to shed blood, man. They be quick to do some wicked ass shit, right? Verse 16, destruction and misery are their ways. This is what they like doing. Go look up all the times that there was wars in the last 240 years, man. They're all 80 years apart, man. They know what they doing. They love war. Verse 17, in the way of peace they have not known. They don't understand what peace is, man. These are violent, dangerous people, man. And they are not to be trusted at any time, man. It don't matter what the fuck. You want to make sure that you know this, because you could be in Jacob's trouble and you think some Edomite trying to be like, oh yeah, we trying to help you, come on in. And then they damn eat your ass, man. Okay, you can't trust nobody in that time, man, other than your brethren around you who you've been seeing preparing for battle. Just like they preparing for battle, we preparing for battle too in the spirit. Matthew chapter 10, verse 28, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both the soul and body in hell. See? And we know hell is here. Hell is the grave. Okay? And he can destroy both. Man, he can take your ass out completely. But we know it said in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, verse 1, his spirit is indestructible. So, you know, you got to take that in mind too. You know, he's not going to completely obliterate anybody but Esau, Edom. And he might take their spirits and put them back in the other 16 nations. We don't know that. All we know is that it says they're going to be destroyed forever. At least the way Esau, Edom is, his flesh. You know, but we don't know if their spirits are going to be destroyed. They might get just put back at the bottom of the kingdom and be the servants of the servants, man. You know? So we don't know. But I heard Elder Manatas Zabak talking about that one time, about how that's going to fulfill a prophecy of them being the bottom and we being the head cornerstone. They can't be the bottom if, you know, they're all the way destroyed. They're going to eventually come back as those children, but we don't know. But that's what he said, you know. So that's what I believe. So this is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14. It makes sense to me, you know. That would fulfill that prophecy. So Hebrews chapter 2, but they got to go through all that and then they got to get destroyed completely on the flesh side, you know. But his spirit is incorruptible and indestructible, which it can't be destroyed. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14, for so much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, talking about Yahawashi, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil. How do they have power of death? They got all the damn weapons, man. Verse 15, and delivered them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. And we still now subject to payments. We got to go to the damn plantation. I got to go there in the next 3 hours, man. We all subject to that, to this bondage, man. And we want the Lord to get this fuck out of here, man. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. And it reads, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, right? For I am thy power, which is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So this is what we have faith in. Even though we see all this death around us on every side, like it says in the scriptures, we counting on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi to pull us out, man, because we're doing what he told us to do. Psalm chapter 34, verse 4, I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he delivered me from all my fears. And we know most people's fear is what? Death, man. And people try to be like, oh, I ain't afraid to die. And yeah, whatever, man. If you wasn't afraid to die, your ass wouldn't get up and eat because your ass hungry, because you know if you don't eat, your ass gonna die. If you was afraid of death, you wouldn't drink no water, because you know if you don't drink no water, your ass gonna die, man. Everything we do is to live, man. You say you ain't afraid of death. If you ain't afraid of death, then just die then, motherfucker. You gonna keep trying to live? Like, that don't make no sense, man. Okay? We all do things to escape death, man. Okay? What do you think we're doing this for? We're doing it to escape death, judgment, man. Psalm chapter 34, verse 5. They look unto him, we are lightened, and their faces were not ashamed, right? And this is what the Lord is trying to show us. Like, we don't need to fear death. Okay? We don't need to fear death. But when it comes down to it, your flesh is in the flesh. It's weak, okay? But the spirit is willing. So you're going to fear death at some aspect, okay? You're going to be a little afraid, okay? You know? And what I mean by afraid is like fear the Lord. Like, you know what I mean? We don't really fear death. We fear the Lord. We fear what he going to do to us. Because he controls the people who control death, okay? He controls everything. So there's two different types of fear. Like, we're afraid that we're going to displease the Lord and get fucked up, okay? And he told us, also to take care of our bodies. So that's why we do that kind of shit, to keep our bodies well nourished so we can what? Be examples to the flock. Psalm chapter 35, verse 4, let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. See? And that's what he's finna do, man. He's finna put everybody to shame who was not coming in the ways of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. He's finna jack everybody up, man. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. And we are enlightened by these scriptures. It's actually 32. We enlightened by these scriptures to see what the Lord's doing, man. Hold on. Bear with me. Chapter 32, verse 8. Some reason didn't go through. Okay. I clicked it down there, it was spelled wrong. So, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, how do we know that? In Genesis 3:15, he separated all the Adamites from everybody else. He set bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, man. That's how we know that they're not us, man. They're not like us. Okay, why? Because they can't understand the spirit, man. And there's children of the flesh, man. They're children of the flesh, man. That's all they can see. They can't see shit else. They're the bases of men, man, the so-called white man. And then the 16 nations under them, it's the same thing, because they weren't given the law, statutes, and commandments. But they're not the wicked. They're they followed the wicked, but they're just the sons of man. So they're still carnal too. But they're not going to get punished like Esau. So Hebrews chapter 13, verse 6, so that we may say boldly, say the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do to me. See, we don't fear what men will do to us. We fear what Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is going to do to us. Okay, if we don't do what he said do. And we know some of us are going to have to die for this truth, but we don't fear that. That's an honor to die for this truth. I fear dying for no damn reason, like these motherfuckers out here. These motherfuckers finna die for no fucking reason and wake up going to slavery. Okay? That's what I'm scared of. Dying for fucking nothing. If I die for something, this got to mean something, man. So right here it says Tulsa woman arrested for trafficking fentanyl. Like, she got some demons, man. Look at her eyes, man. All them tats and shit. Man, these people possessed, man. All right? This is not the kind of woman you want to deal with, man. All right? So it says the caller said there was an suspicious van in the driveway. Property owner said no one's supposed to be there. When officers arrived, they found Melanie Sanchez rummaging through the van. Sanchez told the officers she was at the house to see a friend who lived nearby, but pulled into the driveway to change clothes. Tried to be slick. Sanchez had city warrants and was taken into custody. The officers noticed Sanchez was not wearing any shoes inside the van. They found fentanyl stuff in a pair of shoes along with cash and numerous pills, right? So we're just gonna pull up a couple little precepts about this situation. So this is Ecclesiasticus, which is Sirach, okay? In the Apocrypha, chapter 25, verse 13. And I want to read this and then read it in the Good News translation. So it's Ecclesiastes chapter 25 verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is the mind, right? And that's what 2/3 of our people have. The plague of the mind, man. They don't understand what the fuck's going on. And any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. See, there's some women that's just, man, you do not want to deal with them, man. And any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me, and any revenge but the revenge of enemies, right? There is no head above the head of a serpent. There is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy, right? Verse 16, I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman, man. This is the woman like that is no good, man. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Like, they got that damn mood swings and be doing all types of crazy shit out of nowhere, and then in the next minute be all crying, and then didn't want to get her box head. Like, this the crazy ass woman you don't want to deal with, man. Verse 18, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly, man. Right? Verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And that's why we don't want to be sinners, man, because the Lord mess around sending you one of them damn things. One of them damn dragons, man. Dude, wicked ass, Eves, man. Verse 20, as the climbing up as a sandy way to the feet of the age, way is the feet of the age, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. So I want to go back. Oh wait, we're gonna read a little bit more, and then we're gonna go into the Good News Time translation, because it's a good translation of it. It says, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for her pleasure." And I don't know why anybody would think that damn thing look good, but there is some people out here that might try to holler at that thing. Okay, the damn evil looking ass bitch. So, and desire not for her pleasure, right? A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach, man. A wicked woman abodeth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. And a woman will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees, man. Because that's what they're supposed to be, man. They're supposed to be a help, man. And obviously, she was not no help to no man, man. We can see that clearly. So of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Right? So now we're going to go back and we're going to read this in the Good News translation. It's 25. Break it down a little bit better. Not better, but more understanding for new followers. So this is the Good News translation. And any advice from the prophets is great advice, man. When it comes to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, all their advice is great. And see, it says advice about women. So no wound is as serious as wounded love. No troubles are as serious as troubles that woman cause, man. No sufferings are worse than sufferings caused by people who hate you. And who hates Jacob? Esau, man. That's why we got so many sufferings from this motherfucker. No revenge is worse than the revenge taken by an enemy, right? We fell by them, you know, and that was the worst revenge, man. But that was the Lord basically judging us, okay, for what we did to him, man. You know? So no poison is deadlier than the poison of a snake. No anger is deadlier than the anger of a woman. Okay? Because women do some fucked up shit, man. They get that demon on them. 16, I would rather live in the same house with a lion or a dragon than with a bad wife, man. When a wife is in a bad mood, her expression changes until she looks like an angry bear. Her husband has to go and eat with the neighbors where he can't hold back his bitter sides, man. And that's strife to a man. That's just too much, man. Compared with the troubles caused by women, any other trouble looks small. May such women suffer the fate of sinners, man. A quiet man living with a nagging wife is like an old man climbing up a sandy hill, man. Just hell. Never lose your head over a woman's beauty, and don't try to win a woman because she is wealthy, man. We supposed to be the prize. We ain't women. No, we ain't coming after no women, man. Like my rib came for me, man. That's the only reason why I got one, man. You shouldn't seek them. You want one that's gonna seek you, man. Okay, and because you serving the Lord, not because you got some shit. When a man is supported by his wife, there is sure to be anger, arrogance, and humiliation, man. And that's why we want to also be working, doing those kind of things, tending to our wife or wives if you got more than one, because it didn't say you can. You can have more than one, but at this time, the ministry really comes first. So best to just stick with one. But if you want to get two, hey, you got that spirit, hey, do what you do. So a bad wife will make her husband gloomy and depressed, man, and break his heart. Show me a timid man who can never make up his mind, and I will show you a wife who doesn't make her husband happy, man. Sin began with a woman, and we must all die because of her. Don't let a bad wife have her way any more than you would allow water to leak from your cistern. See, which means at all. If she don't do you, if she won't do as you tell her, divorce her. Get rid of that damn thing. And we know marriage is sex. Okay, that's what it is. So those are some things, you know, the Lord put the spirit on me to come deal with. Now we're gonna go to Proverbs chapter 27. Gonna put up a little bit more about these wicked women, man, because this is what get a lot of brothers to go out the truth, and a lot of potential brothers too. You know, and just like Apostle Hall was saying, if you come in this truth and you come out, then you never was a brother, you know, and that's just how it is, man. And the Lord uses these wicked women for men who are really wicked and not really working for Yahawashi, man. Get one of them, get your ass out the way. It's Proverbs chapter 27, verse 15. It says, a continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. And that really, you know, sits with me, because it's like, shit, I ride my bike to work every day. I hate it when them days be raining, shit. Okay? So you don't want to deal with women like that. It's like a damn rainy day every time you wake up. Hell no. You want a kind, tender, loving woman who's silent when you're talking to her, and she aids you, man. Verse 20, Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. As the jewel of gold in the swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion, man. Okay, which means like they're kept to themselves. They ain't busybodies. They ain't all out there in everybody else's business, man. You don't want no woman that's, you know, just quick to do whatever the fuck, man. Because then you mess around and look up on the news and your damn rib in jail, but you had no reason messing with her anyways. All them damn tats on her neck and shit, man. Some of these women is demons, man. Be careful, man. That you fuck with. Out there getting people killed. So it says, get ready for epic ring of fire. Analar solar eclipse of October 2023. And we're going to watch just a little bit of this. So that's what it's going to look like. Yeah, man. Didn't the Lord say what? 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 42. My judgment is unto a ring, huh? It looks like a ring. This is all types of things. The ring of fire, right? What's finna happen, man? It's finna come full circle. Everything finna be set on fire, man. You see? They all over there worshiping the damn thing. Supposedly coming October 14th. And while that happened, this also happened. Okay? It says, photographer captures where gigantic jets of upside down lightning blasting out of an Atlantic hurricane, man. So it says gigantic jets that are 50 times more powerful than typical lightning bolts can reach the edge of space was seen erupting out of a Hurricane Franklin near Puerto Rico, man. That's what it looks like. It happened on August 20th. So that was maybe like, a week or two ago. But it says they occur a few as 1,000 times a year and packing more than 50 times the power of a typical lightning bolt. So you get hit with one of them, your ass through. But I just wanted to pull up a couple precepts about these signs that we're seeing in the skies. We know we're not supposed to be dismayed of them. They're just the Lord is showing us, His wrath is finna come, man. Just like we seen that super big ass red moon, blood moon the other day that they try to call a blue moon. Luke chapter 21 verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth the stress of nations. We know that it's a whole bunch of floods and all types of shit going on and fires and all types of shit with perplexity, the sea and the waves and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, man. Okay, shit's gonna start getting jacked up. And then after all that, they shall see the Son of Man. Also the sea hip has to come to be made mandatory, the mark of the beast. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in cloud with power and great glory. And they'll see that after the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. That's what the ones that are left are going to see. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your hands. Your redemption draweth nigh, see? So when this thing comes, when he comes in that gigantic mothership, we're going to be hoping to be the ones that get beamed up and get the fuck out of here. But we're going to have to go through tribulation, man. We're going to have to go through trials. We're going to have to go through some situations. You might think you finna die and then the Lord do something miraculous, man, and you make it out of there, man. That's how much faith you got to have. That's why we so serious about staying in this work every day, man. Because it's finna be real, man. It's finna get real. So I want to put this in Matthew chapter 16, verse 3, Yahawashi speaking. Just in the last time he was speaking as well. Anytime read, it's Yahawashi speaking. And in the morning it shall be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, right? They always telling us when it's gonna rain and when the sun's gonna be out, when it's gonna snow, right? It says, but can ye not discern the signs of the times, right? And how do we know that the signs of the times is through the sun and the moon? Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, and really the moon is the signs of the times. Moon means month. So Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, and the Most High said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. So there are also signs to show things. So when the moon's turning blood, stuff like that, that's showing what? The end is close, man. And if it's doing it on a regular basis, frequently every month, because there's sometimes they don't talk about them blood moons, and I'll be seeing them, man. I'll be seeing them things. And I know other people do too. So Psalms chapter 104 verse 19, he appointed the moon for seasons, and the sun knoweth his going down. See? This is all in the scriptures. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. And at that time, it said the animals will be at peace with the elect. You ain't surviving at night whenever we know that it's going to come to a time where all the grinding's going to cease. There ain't going to be no electricity, nothing, man. You're going to need Yahawashi to protect you at that time. Psalms 104, verse 21, the young lions roar after their prey and seek their meat from the Most High. What you think they're going to be doing at that time? Shh. The Lord going to be having their ass eating humans and shit, man. Ain't going to be no fucking game. Okay? Psalms chapter 81, verse 3, because he guides all the animals too. So Psalms chapter 81, verse 3, blow a trumpet in the new moon. That's how we know that's the Sabbath. In the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day. See? That's how we know that you know, these other camps talking about the full moon is the Sabbath. They don't say it nowhere in there. The new moon is. That's the sign of knowing that what? We're in a new month. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me. Or actually, verse 19. Get over here. Just about done. I got a couple more little articles. I got one more article actually after this. So it says, the sun shall be no more thy light by day, and this is what's going to happen when we're in the kingdom. Neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy power thy glory. See? So these signs are just for this time, man. Okay? For the time of destruction, to show us how close it is. Even though we don't know exactly what day it is, the more we see these signs occurring, the more that we can know, like, hey, look up, man. You might just be getting beamed up out of here. But if you ain't even serving Yahawashi, especially as a man, you might as well just keep your ass looking down, because he ain't come get no man who ain't picking up his sword. So this is my last one right here. I got just a few precepts about it, and I'm going to get out of here, man. So millionaires asking me for money. Oprah and Dwayne Johnson sparked anger over tone-deaf Maui wildfire relief fund. So we're going to read a little bit about this. Celebrities like Oprah and Dwayne The Rock Johnson have been using their platforms to spread awareness about the fires in Maui and ask fans to do whatever they can do to aid those affected by fires. Unfortunately, many fans are less than impressed with the celebs' activism techniques, criticizing them for handling the whole situation. Oprah and The Rock recently posted a TikTok introducing their new foundations, the People's Fund of Maui. They explained that it was a way to donate to the people of Maui, knowing that the money was going directly to fund people's needs and wants. The foundation was started with $10 million of their own money, a number which many people thought was not enough. Okay, right? Commenters were quick to point that both Johnson and Oprah would probably have a lot more disposable money they could have added to the cause instead of asking followers to do it for them. The general consensus labeled it a nice idea, but people felt that the pair could have done a lot more with their own money than with the money of hundreds of other people would donate. And what you don't understand, this is a tax write-off anyways. When they do that, they get that money back, man, at the end of the year, okay? It's just to promote themselves, man. Okay, people who going and putting money in that fund, like if you or me did it, we ain't gonna get that fucking money back, man. Okay, it's all just a show, man. So this is 2 Peter. Chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, hold on. It's going a little slow. All right. But there were false prophets also among the people, you know. And we know Oprah was all about talking about there's many ways you can get to heaven on her TV shows and whatnot. Even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves quick destruction, man. All right, the people gonna get destroyed for what they doing, man. Using people for selfish gain and publicity and attention. Verse 2, and many shall find, and they use it through other people who actually perished and died out there. Many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of, right? Talk bad about the elders and apostles, great millstone in the truth. Verse 3, and through covetousness they shall with feigned words make merchandise of you. See, they try to be all slick about it, like, yeah, we put $10 million down. Oprah a damn billionaire. You talk about $10 million, that ain't shit. And you're going to get that right back anyways. Whose judgment now be long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Okay, these people finna be through, man. This is my last precept, 2 Timothy. Chapter 3, verse 1. And it reads, know this also, in the last days perilous times shall come, man. Stuff like that in Maui, that's going to be all over the place, man. America's about to be big Maui. Verse 2, for then shall be lovers of their own selves, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, and that's really talking about your spiritual parents. Nobody don't want to get under order. A lot of people don't want to get under order of great millstone. Unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, and incontent, fierce despisers of those that are good. And that's the thing, man. Everybody wants to think they're wise in their own eyes. But when you try to tell them, hey, the elders and apostles of great millstone told us to do this, they don't even listen, man. And then they try to call us unwise. And then they try to come on our comment board and be still talking about, whatever we be doing. Well, if we ain't wise, why the fuck you still on my comment board, man? Like, it don't make no damn sense, man. And that's how these scoffers are, man. They ain't got nothing else better to do, man. They ain't serving the Lord right. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, right? They don't love the Most High, man. They ain't putting in no work. Verse 5, having a form of godliness, they try to act like they love the Lord. They don't want to give double honors. They don't want to actually do the work right and in order. But denying the power thereof, from such turn away, man. And give heed unto them fables talking about the earth is flat and shit. You got a lot of people out there doing that shit, man. All right? Trying to say that the earth don't expand or the space don't expand. Yeah, it does, man. So you got to get that out of your head. Trying to teach that false doctrine, you're going to be just like Oprah Winfrey and his ass. That's going to get destroyed. Fucking around. So, Lord, wouldn't this edify unto the flock, shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praise to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to get double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, led me to this truth. Been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, when we part of that number, Lord, when this be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of his abilities. The judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42, the water for everybody who came across and tuning in. Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. To all you sincere believers out there, because that's the only people that we want to deal with, man. We don't want to deal with nobody who's not serious about Yahawashi, because that's not going to be somebody that you want to be around during Jacob's trouble. Same way with me. We want to be around people who are like-minded believers and we're serious about this, because it's going to be a lot of death coming. So shalom, wa ba ba ba. Lord willing, be at the exalted name of Yahawashi another day. Shalom.